Hello everybody, I'm Ss and welcome back to Need for Speed. I just realized my voice was probably very loud because I'd forgotten to put the other earbud in. And of course, right as I start the video recording, I get a message. Of course. Well, either way, this is a video in which I am going to, not very detailed, but more quickly, going to go across all the different cars I've got. And I will make more detailed videos on them later on. So, let's get to it. We will start with all these cars that are in here, and then we'll go from category to God freaking damn it. If you'll squeeze me a second. The Pontiac Firebird we have to exchange for the Dodge Charger. And then there we go. It's just whenever I drive in the Koenigsegg and go to a speed cross event and go pick my Dodge Charger, it for some reason puts the Pontiac Firebird in its place. I don't know, whatever. But then we will go from category to category. So we will go from race to drift to track to off-road to runner, and well, the speed cross we will cover as one of the first ones. Well, the Koenigsegg Agera. A beautiful car, beautiful rainbow colored. License plate says Beast, as it is. I found out a funny thing about the wrap is that if we go into here, decals, it is actually a shite ton of decals. Like if I'm like, no wait, I can just delete this decal, delete this decal. Like look. I am ever so slowly deleting like the looks of the car, which I think is insane, because that just shows that they've put so much effort into it. And the only reason why I'm doing this is because I know I can just do this and then it'll go back to normal. See? Either way, horsepower 1504, top speed 2,590 miles. That would be insane. No, the top speed is 259 miles per hour. It goes from 0 to 60 in 2.30, a quarter mile in 8.7, nitrous capacity 8.5, nitrous power 8.5, air time 6.6, landing 4.5, brake power 7.7, and brake response 7.6. Moving on to the Lotus XH-S. Another beautiful car, if you're asking me. Absolutely beautiful. The license plate just says payback, as it does with most of the other ones, those where it doesn't all show. Union Jack wrap, as I love Union Jack, as I mentioned in my previous videos. Horsepower 208, so that's not that much, however it's also only a level 146, so top sorry about that. A top speed of 148 miles per hour, 0 to 60 in 4.1, a quarter mile 12.83, nitrous capacity and nitrous power 3.2, airtime 2.8, landing 3.6, brake power 5.7, brake response 5.3. So if we are going, this will take a bit of time switching in between these, as I need to make sure that they're all standing perfectly. The Dodge Charger. Beautiful car. Wakanda forever. Again, license plate, payback. Black Panther wrap, as we can also see on Wakanda forever. Beautiful. 1013 horsepower. It's a speed cross car, I should mention that. Level 307. 1013 horsepower. Top speed of 198 miles per hour. 0 to 60 in 2.13. A quarter mile 9.13. Nitrous capacity and nitrous power 6.0. Air time 5.0. Landing 5.3. Brake power 3.7. And brake response 3.1. that was a Black Panther. A Black Panther is from the Marvel Universe, and we are not done with the Marvel Universe. Because here we have an absolute beautiful Chevrolet Camaro SS. It's a drag car level 111, which for some of you Fallout fans such as me is a little fun, considering that Vault 111 is often the one used, and is at least the vault used in what's it called, in Fallout 4. I actually don't know if it's often used, I just know that it's used in Fallout 4, but it's a little fun to me. And I have a lock-on school, which I actually made sure would be, I decided to pick locker number 111. Also because 11D1. But it is a beautiful Captain Marvel wrap. Absolutely beautiful. Nice spoiler right there. I guess you could say it's a Captain Marvel spoiler. Sorry, I have terrible humor. But I think it's absolutely beautiful. License plate, I can just say payback. Horsepower 295, top speed 117 miles per hour, 0 to 60 in 6.43, a quarter mile 14.73, nitrous capacity 10, nitrous power 3.6, airtime 4.5, landing 4.2, brake power 4.6, and brake response 4.0. That was the wrong place. Oh, that was actually the right place, that one. Just going to change this real quick to say, I probably can't make it say CPT model, can I? Okay, it'll just be Captain Marv, because that'll be Captain Marvel for short. But as I said, that was the wrong one. A beautiful Chevrolet Camaro SS. Now, Marvel isn't the only thing I've got skins from, or wraps. I also have some beautiful game wraps, such as this one, and I know that I said game because I just realized it sounded a lot like I said gay. Which there's nothing wrong in, I don't care. A beautiful Dodge Charger. It's a runner, level 129, with a beautiful Minecraft wrap. No Minecraft spoilers here. A license plate that just says runner. Going to change that as well. Actually, I think creeper. Beautiful. Well, just a second. Alright, not mine. Horsepower 426, top speed 143 miles per hour, 0 to 60 in 5.53, a quarter mile 14.07, nitrous capacity and nitrous power 3.2, airtime 4.0, landing 4.4, brake power 2.5, and brake response 1.7. And that was the last one of these cars, so now we just have to go to the Koenigsegg and go into here. A car that I have loved since way back when is a very old Ford. As whenever I visited my great-grandmother and great-grandfather, which was rarely, I had a cup, more glass really, with old Fords on it, 2 old Fords, one of them looking a lot like the Ford Roadster. It actually was a Ford Roadster, so that is the reason for this very, very beautiful car with the Jack Daniels wrap. I've never actually had Jack Daniels though, but it's a race car. The 399 Ford Roadster, as mentioned before, horsepower 988, top speed 223 miles per hour, 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.07, a quarter mile 9.13, nitrous power capacity and nitrous power is 9.0, the airtime is 6.5, landing is 7.1, brake power 6.1, and brake response 5.8. A pretty wild car. In between these two there should be my Koenigsegg, but as it's the one we've selected now, there won't be any. Then we have my Plymouth Barracuda with a beautiful YouTube wrap. I actually really like it, I think it's beautiful. With my YouTube name, my channel name right here. It just said insert your own name, so I did. Another race, level 399. Horsepower 1206, top speed of 222 miles per hour. 0 to 60 in 2.07, a quarter mile 8.87, nitrous capacity and nitrous power 6.6, air time 5.9, landing 6.1, brake power 7.0 and brake response 6.6. Many of you may think that I'm going through these cars quite quickly. The video has right now been 10 minutes running, and I am nowhere near done, because these are all the cars I have left here. These are my drift, drag, off-road and runner. So I have to go through them quite quickly. My Lamborghini Diablo SV, another beautiful car, race 399, beautiful rainbow wrap. Horsepower 1032, top speed 226 miles per hour, 0 to 60 in 1.87, a quarter mile, 8.77, nitrous capacity and nitrous power for 4 seconds, no, not 4 seconds, 4 flat. Air time 4.9, landing 3.9, so that's one lower. Brake power 6.3 and brake response 6 flat. Then we have another beautiful Nissan Skyline GTR V-Spec from 1999. I got this free in a car pack I bought. It's a race car, level 399. Horsepower 1044. Top speed 225 miles per hour. 0 to 60 in 1.97. A quarter mile 8.6. Nitrous capacity and nitrous power 3.6. Air time 4.2. Landing 4.3. Brake power 3.4 and brake response 3.3. The Bmw M3 E46, beautiful, some of you may recognize it. Boom, it's the one from Most Wanted. And the license plate says so as well. Need for Speed Most Wanted. I love it. It's beautiful. It was an abandoned car, so I can't get it anymore. I'm just happy that I got it. I saw it on Facebook actually. I saw a guy that had posted it. I was like, oh my god, no, I would have loved to get that one so badly. And then I saw like, wait, he uploaded that 14 minutes ago, and he wrote that he got it today. And back then I thought that it was like once every day that there were a new abandoned car, because I kept having abandoned cars as I couldn't find them. So I was like, because he had uploaded a video where he also showed where he got it, so I was like, I just got in my Koenigsegg Agera and just raced to there and got it on like the 4th try, I think. But there were a lot of cops after me. Enough about that. Race 399. Horsepower 1101. Top speed 223 miles per hour. 0 to 62.07. A quarter mile 8.97. Nitrous capacity and nitrous power 4.3. Air time 8.2. Landing 8.0. Brake power 5.1 and brake response 4.4. Sorry about that. Another gorgeous car to me, honestly, the Ford Mustang GT. Okay, just make sure I talk about these wraps. Like, this one was unchangeable, and this one is obviously the one from Most Wanted. This one has a beautifully gorgeous red chrome wrap with race 399, as I may have mentioned. The horsepower is 1090, top speed of 223 miles per hour, 0 to 60 in 2.03, a quarter mile 8.73, nitrous capacity and nitrous power 8.9, air time 7.2, landing 6.7, brake power 7.3 and brake response 7.0. Here we have a beautiful Chevrolet Bel Air. This one was actually a derelict car, so I had to go pick up the parts for it and give it a beautiful Deadpool wrap, as you can see here. Sorry about that, just had to sneeze. But yeah, a beautiful Deadpool wrap. What's it called? Horsepower 1145, top speed 227 miles per hour, 0 to 60 2.23, a quarter mile 8.93, nitrous capacity and nitrous power 5 out flat, air time 6.4, landing 6.3, brake power 7.4, and brake response 7. Next, we go right on to my beautiful Nissan Skyline GTR V-Spec 1999, and yes, I had one before, but the wrap for that one was unchangeable. So I got this one because I wanted one to have the Too Fast Too Furious wrap, as this one does. And as I recall, okay, I haven't changed the license plate yet, but I'm going to change it so it says 2F2F, Too Fast Too Furious. Race 394, horsepower 1030, top speed 224 miles per hour, 0 to 62.07, a quarter mile 8.87, nitrous capacity and nitrous power 4.7, airtime and landing 8.8, brake power 4.5, and brake response 4.4. Here's a car. No, not here's a car. We are now going to change to a car I really love, and I will show you why. My Aston Martin DB5. I got this car for free and I love it. It's beautiful. It's a James Bond car. It has been James Bond, as you can also see on the license plate. Here we have the license plate, JBSCSNS, which I have chosen, and it stands for James Bond, Sean Connery, shaken, not stirred. JB, obviously James Bond, that's self-explanatory as it has been in James Bond. The James Bond who drove it the first time is Sean Connery, therefore SC, Sean Connery. SNS, shaken, not stirred, is how James Bond likes his martinis, shaken, not stirred. Mythbusters have tried this and found out that you can actually taste the difference between whether a martini has been shaken or stirred. So that's just a fun little fact, fun little random fact. Level 389, horsepower 1169, top speed 221 miles per hour, 0 to 60 miles per hour 2.1, a quarter mile 8.97, nitrous capacity and nitrous power 3.2, airtime 5.4, landing 5.3, and a brake power and brake response 5.1. Here we have a Chevrolet C10 stepside pickup, Monster Energy wrap. Also, the reason why this don't have a wrap is because obviously it's a James Bond car, so I wanted to look as true to the movies as possible. A Monster wrap on this one, as I recall that's Derelict as well. Horsepower 1188. It's level 380 by the way. 380. Top speed of 213 miles per hour, 0 to 62.3, a quarter mile 9.37, nitrous capacity, nitrous power, and airtime all 6. Landing is 6.7, brake power 4.5, and brake response 3.5. Now we're moving on to the Volkswagen Beadle with a cute little Herbie wrap. When I was younger, I saw the Herbie movies and I absolutely loved Herbie. Level 372, 529 horsepower, top speed 210 miles per hour, 0 to 62.20, a quarter mile 9.2, nitrous capacity and nitrous power 3.6, airtime 5.2, landing 5.1, brake power 3.1, and brake response 1.7. Now we're moving on to a car that I bought because I loved it in Need for Speed 2015. In Need for Speed 2015 you could only buy one of these. Or, I mean, you could buy it, and then when you have bought it, you couldn't buy any more of it. Unlike you could with all the other cars. But I absolutely love it, and that's what makes this next one so special. The Beck Custom F132. Beautiful Batman wrap. Looks great, haven't changed a thing about this one. No license plate, as you may notice. but still, beautiful car. Level 368. Horsepower 850, top speed 220. 0 to 60 miles per hour 2.9. A quarter mile 9.7. Nitrous capacity and nitrous power 2.0. Air time 1.8, landings 1.9, brake power 5.7, and brake response 5.7. Here we have the Pagani Huayra Bc, a car that I've gone through quite a lot of different wraps, as I didn't exactly knew what kind of wrap I'd like it to have. At first I had like a blue one that seemed very Tron-like, that just quickly became boring to me, so to speak. Actually, if we go take a look at it, then here I can show you the different wraps. This one is the one I started it out with. That one quickly became very boring and dull to me. Then we apparently downloaded that one, and then we went to this one. I think I also had like a black one in between, but also quickly removed that. I don't think I mentioned the stats of it. Whoop. So let's do that real quick, in case I haven't. Horsepower 867, top speed 221, 0 to 62.4, a quarter mile 9.23, nitrous power and nitrous capacity 3.3, air time 3.2, landing 3.1, brake power 6.4, and brake response 6.1. Now we are going to move on to the back custom, the Pontiac Firebird, another beautiful car, and one which I have actually seen in real life. I saw it one day on my school. I was on my way to school, saw a couple of my friends standing talking, and I was like, that's weird, because usually they would just have been inside, and I went over to them like, hey, what's up? And they just pointed towards the car and were like, have you seen that car here before? And I just looked over at it and was like, that's a Pontiac Firebird, because I could recognize it from this game, and I was right. And it's honestly, in real life, it's just as beautiful a car as it is in the game. Beautiful, gorgeous, love it. That's why I don't have a wrap on it. As you can see, this is just the regular Pontiac Firebird. I have had wraps on it, but I quickly removed them again, because I prefer to stay true to its real nature because of how beautiful it is. Horsepower 827, top speed 182, 0 to 60 2.77, a quarter mile 10.10, nitrous capacity and nitrous power 6.7, air time 6.8, landing 7.1, brake power 4.8, brake response 4.5. Next is the Nissan GTR Premium with this beautiful cute Pikachu wrap on it. Pikachu looking a little upset there, but also adorable. Horsepower, it's a level 254, sorry. Horsepower 562, top speed 196, 0 to 60 3.30, a quarter mile 11.5, nitrous capacity and nitrous power 2.8, air time 2.9, landing also 2.8, brake power 3.0, and brake response 2.3. Now we have a Nissan 350C. This was an abandoned car as well. Another beautiful car. I think it was the last week's one. Horsepower 407, top speed 179, 0 to 64.4, quarter mile 12.53, nitrous capacity and nitrous power 3.6, air time 4.6, landing 4.4, brake power and brake response 3.7. Now to the Infiniti Q60S. Got a gorgeous rainbow wrap. Horsepower 400, top speed 175, 0 to 64.50, a quarter mile 13, nitrous capacity and nitrous power 3.2, air time 4.7, landing 3.8, brake power 4.5, and brake response 3.7. Moving on to the Volkswagen Golf GTI Clubsport with a beautiful Red Bull wrap on it. It's a wrap I think is very, very well made, honestly. It's level 134, so we're getting lower down in the levels. 262 horsepower, top speed 156, 0 to 60 5.67, a quarter mile 14 seconds, nitrous power, nitrous capacity, landing and brake power is all 3.6, the airtime is 3.7 and the brake response is 2.3. Oops, sorry about that. The Honda S2000, another car with a Too Fast Too Furious wrap. So I also want to change that. Oh, HNA 784. I actually hadn't known. Oh wait, no, this can't have been an abandoned car. I never noticed that it actually had that license plate. Not sure if I can change it then. Either way, horsepower 251, top speed 154, 0 to 65.6, a quarter mile 14.7, nitrous capacity and nitrous power of 3.6, airtime 4.5, landing 3.4, brake power 4.3 and brake response 4.0. Now to a mini JCW Countryman. And again, I apologize for those who think I'm going over them quite quickly. I will make more detailed videos with each of the cars later on. Horsepower 228, again, sorry, beautiful Deadpool wrap. 228 horsepower, a top speed of 145 miles per hour. 0 to 60 in 6.20. A quarter mile 14.73. Nitrous capacity and nitrous power 3.6. Airtime and landing 4.1. Net brake power 3.8 and brake response 3.3. Now, a car that I absolutely love the look of. It is gorgeous to me. The Nissan Fairlady 240 CG. Just look at the shape. Don't mind the wrap right now. Just look at the shape. Look how it looks. Look at the chassis of it. Beautiful to me. Like, oh, I love it. 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 Honestly, I love it. It's beautiful. However, the wrap, Punisher. Love it. But seriously, look at the shape of it. Gorgeous. Horsepower 147, top speed 131, 0 to 60 7.5, a quarter mile 15.9, nitrous capacity and nitrous power 3.6, airtime 4.5, landing 4.1, brake power 2.7 and brake response 2.0. Ford Mustang with a beautiful Joker / Batman wrap. I honestly really love this because it's like half Joker, half Batman, which for those of you who have played Arkham Knight might think that it actually goes well in harmony with Arkham Knight. I have played Arkham Knight, but I would rather not spoil anything, but they go perfectly together, honestly. Horsepower 254, top speed 116, 0 to 60 8.20, a quarter mile 16.57, nitrous capacity and nitrous power 3.6, airtime 3.9, landing 4.4 and brake power 2.5 and brake response 3.3. And that wraps up the race category. Now we're going to move on to the drift, and for those of you wondering, we are more than halfway now. So the Nissan, another Nissan 350Z, beautiful Spider-Man wrap, in my opinion. I think it looks a lot cartoony actually. I don't know, that's just something really cartoony about it, to me. Horsepower 1069, top speed 221 miles per hour, 0 to 60 in 2.07, a quarter mile 8.87, nitrous capacity and nitrous power 6.8, airtime 5.5, landing 5.3, brake power and brake response 5.8. Now, moving on to the Bmw M5 with a gorgeous Hulk wrap. Looking really nice, honestly, I love it. The horsepower is 1111, a top speed of 218 miles per hour, 0 to 60 in 2.13, a quarter mile 9.47, nitrous power and nitrous capacity 2.8, airtime 3.2, landing 2.0, brake power 4.9, and brake response 4.3. Now, moving on to the Aston Martin Vulcan. Gorgeous Venom wrap. I saw the Venom movie a couple of weeks ago. Don't just ignore that doesn't really match together with the spider and all that. I saw the Venom movie a couple of weeks ago. Actually, a really good movie in my opinion. Horsepower 936. 214 miles per hour is top speed. 0 to 60 in 2.5. A quarter mile 9.6. Nitrous power and nitrous capacity 3.3. Airtime 2.9. Landing 1.5. Brake power and brake response 5.7. Now, moving on to another one, Nissan Skyline GTR V-Spec from 1993. This, I'm pretty sure, is an abandoned car, must have been. Pretty standard wrap, if you're asking me, but I like it. It looks good. 490 horsepower, 172 miles per hour as top speed, 0 to 60 3.43, a quarter mile 11.63. Nitrous capacity and nitrous power is 3.2, airtime 3.6, landing 3.3, brake power 3.0, and brake response 2. Now that wraps up the drift category, and now to the drag cars. We have the Lamborghini Aventador Coupe with a beautiful joker up, and here it says, wanna know how I got these cars? My father was a drinker and a fiend, and one night he goes off crazier than usual. Mommy gets the kitchen knife to defend herself. He doesn't like that, not one bit. So me watching, he takes the knife to her, laughing while he does it. Turns to me and he says, "Why so serious?" He sticks the blade in my mouth. Let's put a smile on that face. And which is beautiful, because that's a legitimate quote from The Dark Knight, where he explains why he had the scars. And I honestly just think it's a really good looking car, and I love that it has a band-aid there. And again we see, "Why so serious?" Which is the thing that the Joker is really famous for saying, and just, of course, a bunch of laughs all around. Horsepower 879, top speed 234, 0 to 60 1.77, a quarter mile 8.4, nitrous capacity 10, nitrous power 4.0, airtime 3.5, landing 1.9, brake power 5.5, brake response 5. Then we have the Koenigsegg Agera, horsepower 15.4, no, not 15.4, 1504, and it's the one where I made the wrap myself, which I've talked about, Magnus Walker, so yeah. Oh wait, no, I haven't talked about it in this video, sorry. We see here the, give me a second. Excuse me just a second. There we have, go, just had to check my messages. Well, we see here the, if we start at the front, very front, we see Need for Speed Payback, the 1% Club, Free Ember Militia, Graveyard Shift, Diamond Block. Then, on the side here, we see Havoc, what was it they call themselves? The Hazard Company, that was it. Sorry about that. Then we have Shift Lock, Noise Bomb, and League 73. On the windows we have Union Jack and my YouTube name, apologise. And here we have Need for Speed Payback. Union Jack because I love England and London. Camo for the controller I used when making this. A controller I bought in London actually, because by the time I only had one controller. But that's... Then now that I have two, I have one of them charging while I use the other one constantly. So, and then we have Magnus Walker here, who's also in Need for Speed 2015. And down here we have the Silver 6, Riot Club, and a nice little Cup Whip. Horsepower of 1504, top speed 261, 0 to 60 2.03, a quarter mile 8.7, nitrous capacity 10, nitrous power 4.7, airtime 5.8, landing 3.3, brake power 5.5, and brake response 5.3. Moving on to the Nissan GTR Premium, this was a abandoned car as well. Looking beautiful, massive one. Have no idea what that means. Horsepower 1002, top speed 217, 0 to 60 miles per hour 2, a quarter mile 9.27, nitrous capacity 10. Whoop. Sorry about that. Nitrous capacity 10, nitrous power 2.8, airtime 2.9, landing 2.8, brake power 4.2, and brake response 3.6. Then we have the Mazda RX-7 Spirit R, another one with a beautiful gaming wrap. Ha! High score 666, nice. Pac-Man wrap, which I think looks absolutely beautiful. Even shows how many life you've got left. Horsepower 394, top speed 175, 0 to 60 3.07, a quarter mile 11.03, nitrous capacity 10, nitrous power 4.3, airtime 6.3, landing and brake power 5.7, and brake response 5.5. And this wraps up the drag category. Then we have the off-road category, which we start with a Porsche Panamera Turbo, another beautiful Spider-Man wrap. Horsepower is 13.1303, sorry. Top speed 217, 0 to 60 in 1.9, a quarter mile 8.83, nitrous capacity and nitrous power 6.5, airtime 5.9, landing 5.2, brake power 3.6, and brake response 3.7. Moving on to Chevrolet C10 stepside pickup with a Hazard Company wrap. Horsepower 1036, top speed 191, 0 to 62.77, a quarter mile 10.17, nitrous capacity and nitrous power 7, airtime 6, landing 6.7, brake power 3.2, and brake response 1.9. Then we have a Land Rover. This Land Rover is somewhat emotional to me because it is the last abandoned car that will be in this game, as they are going to release a new game this year. So this is the last abandoned car in this game, and it's beautiful to me. Just this nice little C-wrap, so to speak. Horsepower 509, top speed 155, 0 to 60 4.13, a quarter mile 12.37, nitrous capacity and nitrous power 4, airtime 2.3, landing 5.1, brake power 2.6, and brake response 1. Then we have the Subaru Impreza Wrx Sti, a beautiful Red Bull wrap, where I have exchanged it, where it has like name here. Then we have the horsepower 403, top speed 157, 0 to 64.47, a quarter mile 12.77, nitrous power and nitrous capacity 6.8, airtime 4.7, landing 5.3, brake power 4.2, and brake response 3.6. And if you'll excuse me, I just have to get something to drink, so you can watch it spin around the car for a second. And here we have a beautiful Ford F-150 Raptor with a beautiful PS4 wrap. Horsepower 493, top speed 157, 0 to 65 seconds, a quarter mile 13.60, nitrous capacity and nitrous power 3.6. Sorry about that. Airtime 6.6, landing 7.6, brake power 4.5, and brake response 4.4. And this wraps up the off-road category. Now we have the runner category, we have these two, and the Speed Cross, where we have already talked about the Speed Cross one. We have the Porsche Panamera Turbo with a beautiful flash wrap, I picked the Flash for this runner because obviously it's a runner, so it would have to be a quick car, considering you have to drive away from the cops quickly, but also have to be able to take a beating. So, horsepower 1303, top speed 225 miles per hour, 0 to 60 1.93, a quarter miles 8.97, nitrous capacity and nitrous power 5.5, air time 7.5, landing 7.1, brake power and brake response 7.9. Now, the very last car in my garage right now, the Audi S5 Sportsback. This one also have a very beautiful flash wrap. Again, had to be fast, it's a runner. Horsepower 848, top speed 210, 0 to 62.43, a quarter mile 9.90, nitrous capacity and nitrous power, and landing have 5.5, air time is 6.3, brake power 6.0, and brake response is 5.8. That was the very last car I have, if you give me a second. So far I have 42 cars, so that was why it had to go a bit fast, and it did because the video have been 41 minutes so far. So yeah, this was the cars I've got in my garage so far, and I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please go like, and again, I'm sorry that I had to go with them very quickly, but I will make videos later on where I'll go into more details and show them off as well. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please go like, and I hope I'll see you guys next time. See ya.